Another one of my favorites, and this is one I have around the house and everybody in the family has their own personal bottle, is Peppermint Essential Oil. This one is that fresh, minty, it's intense, it's very sharp, and that's because of the menthol in it. But it also has a very calming and a cooling effect. It also will increase your energy, help with mental alertness. It elevates your mood. It's also another one that I like to diffuse in the home, but it is a little bit strong. It helps with digestion and it reduces your appetite. Now, for the most part, essential oils are very concentrated, so you don't want to use a lot of them. This one is one of those oils. This one is very, very strong. It contains 70% menthol, so it's been used medicinally for centuries for indigestion, acid reflux, things like that. But I do want to recommend that you only use just a drop or two at one time. You don't want to use a lot. I'm going to tell you a funny story. I was doing a radio interview and a gentleman had called in. He had heard me speak about the oils. He got a hold of some peppermint, not knowing how to use them. He had acid reflux, and so he said, he told me later after the fact that he had used it, and I said, well, how did you take it? You know, and he said he got a teaspoon out and he poured the entire contents of the bottle on a spoon and took it. I thought, oh my gosh, and he lived to tell about it. You should not take that much. 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is equivalent to 80 cups of tea, 80 cups of peppermint tea. So it is very, very powerful. You do not need much. This is one of those cases where less is more, okay? You can use it as a muscle relaxer, but just so you know, let me finish my story about the gentleman. He lived to tell about it. He says, oh, and by the way, I don't have acid reflux anymore. So that's a good story, but I would definitely don't take it. Treat it like medicine, okay? Because this is very, very powerful. You keep them in your medicine cabinet, keep it away from children. You want to be careful when you're using them. It only takes just a very little. And for most cases, I don't ingest my oils, and I only use them as necessary. You know, I treat it like a medicine. I don't take them every day. It's not necessary unless I'm using them for a specific condition. But peppermint is one that we do have in our medicine cabinet. It eases muscles, it helps with the stomach, it reduces bloating, it increases and improves the flow of bile, which allows that food to pass through if you have some issues going on with that. Peppermint oil is also a natural appetite suppressant. There was a study done on the effects of peppermint scent and appetite control and calorie intake, and they found that the people that smelled or inhaled the peppermint oil every 2 hours reported a lower hunger level and consumed significantly less. And I just want to mention that this is pretty significant because not only did they just go by what the people said, but they also measured their cortisol by taking saliva swab test. And they were able to determine and saw that there was a significantly lower amount of the cortisol in their mouth. So it was able to see that it was really affecting their bodies and lowering their intake.